The Washington State Patrol Crime Lab Firearms Section is facing a crisis. Firearm case backlogs have risen dramatically. Currently, only priority cases can be worked. Priority cases are those with court dates, officer-involved shootings, and active homicide and assault investigations. Other cases are assigned a lower priority. It may take months or longer for lower priority cases to be examined. Agencies can assist us get to the higher priority cases and help reduce our backlogs. Any lower priority cases involving firearms entry into the NIBIN database or operability examination can be fired by the agency. Any law enforcement officer can test fire firearms for operability or entry into NIBIN. This allows the lab to focus on complex cases needing comparisons or other exams. It also prevents these cases from being added to the already overwhelming backlog. Several law enforcement agencies are now assisting us. These agencies are discovering the benefits of shooting their own firearms.
The advantage to us here at Lakewood Police Department of conducting our own function and operability testing is twofold. Number one, it allows us to have a quicker turnaround time in producing our test fire casings to the crime lab for IBIS entry and search. And secondly, it allows the scientists in the firearms section at the crime lab to concentrate on the specific examinations such as ballistic matching and comparisons that they are specialists in and we can't handle in-house.
Not only is it a benefit for the law enforcement agency and the crime laboratory, but also the entire criminal justice community. When agencies fire their own firearms for operability or NIBIN entry, it allows cases to go to court faster. This helps reduce court backlogs.
After being asked by the Washington State Patrol Crime Lab in Tacoma, I spoke to the Pierce County Prosecutor's Office, and they said they would accept test fires done by me or my agency under the WSP guidelines.
It also allows for cases to be closed faster. Additionally, cases handled by your agency no longer require a firearms examiner to appear for court. This allows the firearms examiners to spend more time on pending cases and assist you in getting results quicker on your priority examinations.
If we have a specific weapon that we believe is linked to a certain incident, I'll take that weapon out to the range and shoot it and take the casings directly to the crime lab, and that way I can get about a 24-hour turnaround to see if that weapon is linked to our case or any other casings.
The process for firing your agency's firearms is simple. First, determine if your firearm only needs testing for operability or for entry into NIBIN. If yes, this firearm can be fired by your agency. If there is any other type of examination required, such as comparisons to ammunition components, send the firearm to the lab. Next, determine if the firearm is in working order and appears safe to fire. Use safe gun handling practices at all times. Check the barrel for obstructions. If there are any safety concerns or the barrel is obstructed, do not attempt test firing. Send the firearm directly to the laboratory and note on the request the safety concern or problem encountered. Anytime you have any questions or concerns, please call the laboratory. If the barrel is clear and there are no safety concerns, choose the appropriate ammunition for the firearm. A list of standard ammunition for entry into NIBIN is available from your local firearms laboratory. If you do not have anything on the standard list, you may call the laboratory and request the necessary ammunition. You may also use cartridges found with the firearm if acceptable to your agency. When choosing ammunition, look for primers that do not have markings such as small letters or shapes. Avoid primers with heavy parallel manufacturer marks on them. Also, avoid primers with heavy lacquer. All of these can obscure or interfere with breech face and firing pin markings used during examination. Avoid high pressure loads, plus P or plus P+, as these can mark differently due to pressure differences. Attempt to test fire the firearm. If the firearm functions, collect the fired cartridge cases and send them to the laboratory for NIBIN entry. Only cartridge cases are entered into NIBIN. Bullets do not need to be collected. If the firearm does not fire on the first attempt, check that all safeties are disengaged and try test firing again. If the firearm still does not function, You can send it to the lab for further examination if necessary. All firearms can be fired for operability purposes. However, only certain firearms meet the requirements for entry into NIBIN. Revolvers and derringers are not entered into the NIBIN database at this time. Test fires from those firearms do not need to be submitted to the laboratory. When cartridge cases are submitted to the laboratory for NIBIN entry, specific information is needed. This includes the agency case number, the firearm manufacturer, the firearm model if known, the caliber, the serial number, the date the firearm was recovered or confiscated. This information allows searches in the NIBIN database to be performed more efficiently and accurately. This provides you with good information to connect unsolved cases or provide investigative leads. Be aware that if called to testify on an operability examination you performed, there may be pressure for you to be classified as an expert in firearms examination. You may need to be prepared to explain your role in assisting the crime lab by performing a limited test firing on the firearm. If a firearms expert is required for a testimony, please refer the attorney to the crime laboratory for assistance. The Washington State Patrol Crime Lab would like to form a partnership with our customer law enforcement agencies to more efficiently and effectively provide needed information for investigations. By shooting your own firearms for NIBIN entry and operability, you can help us achieve this goal and help us help you.